this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a most marvelous day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. I see that some of you are complaining about the number of videos I've done about the lady from Houston, the Somali lady, and y'all have some slick stuff to say about it, and you want me to stop talking about it. And all I can say is, thank you for your support, but let me invite you to move on to a channel where the host is talking about something that you're interested in. Because I'm going to talk about the things that I feel passionate about for as long as I feel like I need to talk about them. But this is a watershed moment in Black America. Yes, the incident happened in Texas. Yes, there were foreigners involved, but it still reflects on what's going on in Black America. So Black people have declared this whole thing a hoax, and maybe it is, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond what happened or didn't happen in Houston. Black American women have been complaining for years that Black men don't protect Black women. And when these two men that I named, and there are others, I have come across other videos of Black men making definitive statements about what would or would not happen in their neighborhood. And those are Black men who are making a definitive statement about their manhood. And that was what was needed at this critical moment in time when this incident came about, whether it was real or not. Black women needed to hear Black men saying this wouldn't happen in my neighborhood on my watch. And they said this without knowing whether the situation was real or not. And Willie D even pointed out that he really didn't like the woman and didn't like what she stood for. But still, she did not deserve to be hit with a brick. And too many Black men missed the whole point. They zeroed in on the woman, many of them sounding like if that did happen to that woman, she deserved it. And that's the problem. That's why I keep making videos about this, because many Black men, too many, were saying when they thought it was real that she deserved it. And the real Black men said, it wouldn't happen on my watch. And that is why it was a watershed moment, because it gave real clarity to two groups of Black American men. When they thought something happened to a woman, we got one group of men saying with their full chest that this wouldn't happen on my watch. And then we got another group of men saying, oh well, she deserved what she got. And there is a difference. And the ones who said it wouldn't happen on my watch got called names. Those are the real men. When men who really don't even have a decent job, they're not taking care of a family, they don't want to pay child support, when that becomes the masculine alpha male in a community, that community is in serious trouble. So I think that it should be noted that real men did stand up. But when the real men stood up, the other ones got mad and started calling them simps and all kinds of other things when they are in fact the simps. And here is something that we don't talk about. There is a destructive code of silence among Black Americans that says no snitching, and whatever is done in this house stays in this house. And that is in place so that Black men, primarily Black men, can run amok in the community and not be held accountable for what they do. No snitching. What the hell is that all about? That's about people who know about people who have committed crimes and done things to people in the community, but you don't snitch. You don't tell the police, which means these are the people that are destroying the Black community. The second thing is, and I noticed this, several women responded that the main men that black women need to be protected from are the ones in their own family. And that is very true. In working with children in schools and meeting with counselors, counselors would say routinely, girls are not safe in a house full of men. And that is where whatever is done in this house stays in this house, silences children who are being abused in that house. And there are mothers, black mothers, who are so desperate for these men that they will allow their children to be abused. And then people are sneaking around, stealing, breaking into people's homes, doing things, and no snitching. That's so these people can run amok in the neighborhood, harassing, bothering other people, and nobody says anything about it. And if you do, you're a snitch. So black American men who think they're doing something really big by saying, oh, she was scamming, she lied, and now black women are blaming, blah, 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 blah. Black men's hands are not clean. They are still doing things in the community that they might be throwing a brick and hitting anybody, but they're throwing bullets and ending people's lives. Somebody very close to me had a tragedy in her family just 2 weeks ago when the grandmother was trying to put a sorry, non-productive man out of her house. And instead of him leaving with dignity, he took a weapon and turned on her and a 14-year-old grandson who was trying to protect his grandmother. So they had to end up going to a double funeral because of something a black American man did. What's also interesting is that the woman in Texas was a Somali woman, and she was the one criticizing the men for not protecting her, whether it was real or not. And apparently Somali men have a history of protecting their women, and that's why she was berating them. But that was not an American woman, because a black American woman would have known better than to expect a man to protect her. They would have taken pictures of it on the cell phone, because what have they been saying? They're not going to put themselves in harm's way. And that is why I say the real men stood up and said, no, it wouldn't happen on my watch. There have been several black men since I posted my video naming Willie D and Rashad Ritchie. There are other black men who have made similar statements. And that's why I say the real men stood up, but the simps got mad. And another thing in black American culture is really hilarious, that the men who come across as being the weakest, they don't have a real job, they don't have a family, they don't want to pay child support, and they scared of the police. They are the ones who call themselves alpha males. And the black men who have good jobs, who stand on their own square, who take care of their children, they are the beta males. This is the craziest thing I've ever heard. And now, before I forget it, I want to address this whole thing about that woman, that Somali woman, creating a GoFundMe over this event. GoFundMe is a crowdfunding platform that allows people to raise money for a wide range of events. You can create a GoFundMe for anything, almost anything. But they do have a system. It is against the law, and it is a federal crime to scam a GoFundMe account. So if you say that you're raising money because you were hit with a brick in the face, and they find out that you injected yourself with saline or something else so you could scam the public and get money to go on vacation, that is a federal crime. You will end up having to pay restitution, you will be fined, and you end up getting jail time depending on what was done and what was said to fool the public. Somebody even said there's an investigation going. Well, we'll know, because it is against the law for you to misinform the public about what you're raising money for. So finally, I am a black woman who likes for black men to be on black women's side, and I like being on black men's side. But I have stated before that I like boule men. I like a certain type of man. And I like these men that stood up and said, you don't do that on my watch. So anyway, I'm going to end this video with a controversial black man who probably doesn't care what anybody says or thinks about him. But interestingly enough, a lot of y'all agreed with him. A lot of you didn't, but a lot of you did. So, okay, y'all, thank you for listening. Have a great day.
We got a problem. Black folk don't understand the world. You can get mad with me all you want. You can say what you, but you can't prove me wrong. Now, I'm not saying this because I hate black folk. I'm saying it because I love you enough to tell the truth. And the only person going to ever help us get out of the situation is going to be God. There's something wrong with the black man's mind. There's something wrong with his mind. He does not understand the world. He doesn't. I don't care if he learned medicine. He doesn't understand the world. He can't even hold on to Harlem. When he was here, he moved out. We got to talk to the Lord. People, we got to talk to God. And black women, Shirley Chisholm, Harriet Tubman, Coretta King, one of her boys. Yeah, okay, then we got a black president. But you black women, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all ain't got no sense, you black women. Your men treat you like the dogs, like your dogs. They walk all over you. They make you pay the bills at home, and then the preachers pimp you in the churches and make you pay the bills. Y'all crazy black women buying these black men private jets, the tune of $50 million for a crazy. Black people, let me tell y'all something. If you don't ever hear me say preach again, they can kill me tomorrow. Let me tell you something. We're not going to ever get anywhere until we look into the mind of a black man. He doesn't think correctly. I don't care what he is. He can be a doctor. He can be an astrophysicist. The nigga ain't got no sense. You talk to him. You talk to a black man. He doesn't understand the world. He's never built anything. The most the black people have ever done, they did it here in America under white people's help.